Yep.
Hi, this is Matt with Scarz Magazine, and I'm with HellorHighwater, and we're in their tour bus, which is pretty cool. We were just discussing my T-shirt and the fact that fine man Brandon is on the new Muppet movie soundtrack. And being a Muppet fan, what was your favorite Muppet movie to date?
You know what? I'm going to be honest. We got the opportunity to do the Muppets track, and I was always like into Muppets, but not a huge crazy fan.
Except for the Christmas movie, which is Muppet Christmas Carol, which is awesome.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's my favorite one.
Favorite.
But my friend Billy, who I did the song with, is like the hugest Muppets fan, so it's more of me wanting to collaborate and have some fun.
Very cool.
But Muppets
Best
Christmas.
one. There you go.
Now, since you're on the soundtrack, were you privy to see the movie before anyone else, or no?
No, I didn't get to do anything with actually seeing anything earlier, but that would be nice too.
Okay.
I just got to get on the CD, which is cool enough, I guess.
Okay. Well,
Lucky enough.
you know, aside from being here in Chicago, what other highlights have you experienced here on the Uproar Fest?
I mean, the shows have been really the highlights. We've had some incidents throughout the way, but the shows have made it all better. So far, I think yesterday was one of the best shows crowd-wise.
It's huge. A lot of people.
A lot of people in Indiana. Hoping Chicago will slam them, you know?
Very cool.
But it's been really cool. A lot of great bands, a lot of friends on this tour, and it's our first tour, really, so we can't really complain being here. So there's nothing to complain about.
Did you want to bring up any of those said incidences?
We've gotten in 3 accidents.
Oh crap! With this thing?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
The back of our RV has been ripped off twice.
Yesterday being round 2.
We got ran off the road by a semi-truck.
We almost all died.
Almost all died.
Our tour manager got thrown out of her bunk and all bruised up and stuff. She's okay.
She's okay. And we still made it to the show. And
All we got to do is buy a new trailer and we're good to go.
Okay, well I'm glad you guys are okay. That's pretty bizarre.
and our transmission went.
Your transmission went.
So we missed a couple shows at the beginning of the tour because we had to get the transmission fixed.
But we're still here.
We're still here.
Yeah, that's fine, and it's very cozy in here, so that's
It
a
is.
good thing. Well, that's something you don't hear about every day.
So the surprising part is all that stuff happened, and we're still happy campers.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you guys all seem rather chipper. That's a good thing. All right, so how's the fan base reaction been throughout the tour since you are, like you said, the new band? Have they just been very accepting of you? I mean, I guess you're a basic rock and roll band from what I hear, which I think is really cool and refreshing because you don't get a lot of rock bands nowadays.
Absolutely. I think the fans have been great. It's kind of slowly increasing show by show. I've seen just like a few people here that'll know the songs, and that amount of people is kind of growing a little bit, which is really cool. But I always think it's so much fun at the beginning of a band to really, you know, we have to go out there and have something to prove. You know what I mean? We have to show the world what we're about, and it's the kind of thing that's really cool with when people kind of start the set and just looking at you playing Stairs, and then, you know, 2-3 songs in, they're going crazy and jumping up and down. And it's awesome. It's cool to like see a real raw reaction to something that people have never heard before, you know. So it's awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, because you guys have all been in bands separately before.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you know, this is something I wonder sometimes. What was the song that really made you guys fall in love with music individually? I mean, what made you really start to go on that route to music as being a singer?
I think when I was young, I used to refer to my dad as Mr. Radio because he'd be like every song I was on.
Is it a dad thing? My dad is the same way.
Yeah.
Every song.
I think it is. And my dad was real big into Petty, so I think probably like Free Fallin', like the music video, and like Full Moon Fever was yeah, it was like that record was Johnny Depp was but that Full Moon Fever record from Tom Petty in general was like a big like entrance to music for me.
Just to put closure on that was Into the Great Wide Open.
There we go.
There we go. Okay. And how about yourself?
I wasn't really exposed to a lot of music by my parents growing up, but my older brother, he showed me Radiohead, and he showed me Coldplay and some of those bands. So I mean, I got into kind of artsy stuff when I was younger, and then I was like a pop punk kid. So I can't remember a specific song or.
Well, I love me some Radiohead. That's cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was stoked growing up listening to those records, but it was more of listening to the whole album rather than, you know, picking a song that I really grasped onto. But
what album really was is still in your heart that really,
With Radiohead?
sparked a fire? Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, I consistently choose a different album every time I listen to Radiohead, and it's always been that way, depending on what mood I'm in. I mean, right now, In Rainbows is killing it. I mean, it's a fresh one, but it's so good. I can't stop listening to it, especially on we got this new kicker stereo here that they hooked us up with, put our band name on it. He's got a sub in it and everything, so...
I love the Virgin Mary on it. That's great.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So that thing sounds so awesome, so listening to that record too, the intro and coming in with the bass and stuff, it's a good record.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
And yourself, dear sir?
Growing up, I couldn't pick a specific song, I guess, that got me into music, but it was there was a lot of Elvis in our household. My dad liked Elvis a lot, still does. So Elvis probably got me into it, and then as I really decided I was going to be a musician as a teenager, it was probably Diary of a Madman by Ozzy, song and record.
Very cool.
Definitely
The Rainy Roads
life-changing.
action. Yeah. Can't blame you there. That's fantastic. All right, and even band members here? No, that's cool. All right, and let's see what other questions I have for you, gentlemen. We are a tattoo organization as well as into the hardcore scene. Do we have any sentimental tats that we can go through with you guys? Do you guys have any
The bolt tats.
We have bolt tats, yeah. We have, these are band sentimental tattoos, but we all got our Bolt logo. Well, most of us. There's two of us that are missing. One is because he's lazy, and the other one just doesn't have it yet. But we all got the bolts. He's got his karate chop. It's funny because we met each other about 8 months ago, and the first tour we went on, the first week into the tour, we had only known each other for about a month at that point. Not even
a month.
About 2 weeks. About a week or so into the tour, we were so for sure that this was something great and something that we were going to be with for a long time. But everyone was like, "Yeah, tattoos, band tattoos."
Seems so cohesive already. You've only been together 8 months, which I find rather odd. That's a great thing. It's really a blessing.
Well, it is. Due to the fact that we didn't know each other 8 months ago, we met and started the band. We went on tour 3 weeks later, and it's like a new family. It's all good.
And what do you guys have going forward on the horizon for Hell or High Water?
Sky's the limit. We're going to continue touring, and we have another tour lined up in November, December to finish out the year, and we'll be touring all the way through 2012 and getting our record out to people, going around the world, playing some music.
I've asked this question before, and I've gotten mixed reactions. But you hear of a lot of people who say that they've been to the best concert ever, and this was the best band I've ever seen. You're in a band, you've seen lots of acts. You just mentioned a really bad show you've been to. What was the worst show you ever seen? Worst act you've seen?
Oh wow!
It doesn't mean the band is bad, but you just caught them on a bad night, kind of thing.
It's a tough one because I grew up in the punk scene, so
most of the show.
It's 4 or 5 years of my life. The only shows I went to were like crust punk shows. So everyone was bad,
which could be a good thing.
Guitars, it's more normal for guitars to be out of tune, and
super cred.
mics being unplugged. It's the more your mic comes unplugged, the cooler you looked. People singing more than the singer.
That's fun.
So they were all bad. But I can't name a specific show. They were fun, and I loved them, and I still love those kind of shows and those bands. But now actually being in a band and playing music and kind of having it be your craft and something you're proud of yourself, it's funny to look back at how punk shows go.
Yeah, you could see that you're not in a punk band now, and you are in a well-crafted rock band.
Which is... Oh, that sucks. That's rude.
That's okay.
Well, it's my dad.
We all cell phones.
Sorry, Dad. I'll call you back.
That's okay.
But I think being from growing up in that, I think there's definitely an energy to our live show that's a little bit different than your average rock band members. I think they're a little bit more wild than an average rock band. Yeah.
Okay. Since we're at a rock star energy drink sponsored event, we didn't have a lot of this when I was a kid. I'm old. I'm 34, almost 35. And, I feel like an old man. I got a bad back and everything. But, Has there been an incident where you guys just got bored on tour and said, I'm going to see how many energy drinks I can drink at once?
Of course not.
Never.
We never drink Rockstar energy drinks. We drink Monster energy drinks.
Monsters all the time.
Yeah.
Monster.
Is this so you can get on Mayhem Fest next year?
What's up?
Is this so you can get a Mayhem Fest next year?
I think so we can get a banner for our next door.
Monster is a kind enough company to endorse our band and help us out with a lot of things. And though we are on a Rockstar tour, we do not represent said energy drink.
Okay, well, so have you ever overindulged in a Monster?
Yeah, I think my record's about 4.
4? And what was the reaction to that?
Heart palpitations and knots in my stomach. In a good way, though.
In a good way.
I drove for like 8 hours straight, and then I was dead tired and laid in the back seat of my car while my wife drove, and my eyes were wide open, but I swear I was asleep, and my stomach was just in knots, and I swear to God I was asleep, but my eyes were wide open.
Well, that's
awesome.
Not so bad. That's not really a negative thing at all. That's almost like making you superhuman.
And the same thing happened to me on PCP.
Yeah. But this is legal. That's good stuff. Yeah. So, not that we're saying anything bad about our rock stars, but
PCP.
Or PCP,
Or PCP, which is
great.
actually another endorsement of ours.
It's great. You got a banner on the other side.
Yeah.
One for Monster, one for PCP. I think that'll work great for you.
Yeah.
You guys have been really actually a lot of fun to interview. Is there anything you'd like to add for our readers and listeners?
Just come check out the band, Hell or High Water. We got a brand new record out, Begin Again. It's $6 on iTunes. Right now you can get our record on iTunes or at our shows. That's basically it. Kind of want people to experience our band and legitimately just fall in love with the music and the show. And that's how I used to find bands and, fall in love with different bands and music. And I think a lot of us did. So, yeah, exactly. So check out the record. Come see us live. I guarantee you'll have fun.
Well, I really appreciate that. You gentlemen have been a slice. This is Matt with Rock Scarz signing off.